Chapter 14. Digital Warfare, Shadow Bans, Scams, and the Art of Influence. Part 1. The Hidden Mechanisms of the Internet. Shadow banning. There's a truth about the internet that many are too scared to acknowledge. You're not always in control of what people see. Shadow banning is real. It's that silent, unseen force that can bury your posts without you even knowing. To truly understand how your digital voice is being manipulated, check your posts from an unrelated IP or computer. Only then will you know if someone, or something, is censoring you. In this digital battlefield, if you don't know the rules, you're already losing. Getting clicks on social media. Social media isn't just a playground, it's a war zone for attention. Every click, every upvote is part of the game. Want to see proof? Look at data visualizations that show how the most upvoted comments in Reddit threads aren't always the best ideas. They're the ones that get the most eyeballs. If you can't capture attention, you might as well be invisible. This isn't just about vanity. It's about the power to influence and control the narrative in a world that values clicks over substance. Part 2. The Scammer's Game and the Economics of Deceit. Scammers, a harm beyond the individual. When you get scammed, you're not only hurting yourself, you're robbing the world of potential greatness. Every time you hand over your money to a cunning scammer, you're inadvertently fueling a system that siphons off talent and resources. These con artists thrive on your losses. They steal your cash, and by extension, the opportunities to put that money into honest, productive work. In short, falling for a scam not only wrecks your own life, it damages the future of honest endeavor everywhere. Game theory. Counting the counters. Let's talk tactics. Imagine you're in a game of wits where every move is a potential trap. Ask yourself, is it a trap? Has your enemy predicted your response? The more you iterate in this he knows, I know loop, the less likely it is that your enemy is truly running a sophisticated counter strategy. Think about it with some rough numbers. There might be a 50% chance they're simply trying to trick you. But once you detect the bait, that chance plummets to 12.5%, maybe even 6.25%, if you're really on top of your game. In every exchange, the counter moves get exponentially less likely to be as complex as your own. Keep your mind clear and your game simple. Every extra layer of mind games is just noise that you can cut through. Looking at the whole picture. Step back and consider the entire universe of interactions online. Suppose that roughly 10% of the digital sphere is made up of people actively trying to screw others over. Of that 10%, only a tiny fraction, say 1%, are really banking on your specific reaction to their scams. Most fools fall for the original con without even noticing the layers behind it. And remember, lawyers exist because you willingly give them your fortune to counteract this kind of fuckery. Their business is built on defending you from these endless schemes. Reloading, the cycle of scams. Scammers have a nasty little trick called reloading. After they've fucked you over, they go out and contact everyone else who's been burned, promising to help them get their money back. But deep down, they're just scraping off the leftover bits from those who've already proven themselves too gullible. It's a cycle. Get scammed, get reloaded, and then maybe get scammed again. Understand that every time you participate in this cycle, you're contributing to a system that rewards dishonesty. It's time to break the chain. Part 3. Influence, respect, and the dynamics of digital power. Introduction. Influence and respect in the digital age. This isn't just about getting clicks or avoiding scams. It's about building genuine influence and commanding respect. Whether you're at the top of the digital food chain or just trying to make your voice heard, your role depends on your position relative to others. If you're used to being subordinate, this chapter might feel like a lesson in earning respect. If you already have power, think of it as a guide to refining your influence. In the end, real influence doesn't come from following the crowd, It comes from standing out, even if it means being hated or disdained by some, your responsibilities, and failing your family. Let's get personal. Your responsibilities extend beyond the digital realm. I've seen firsthand the devastating cost of neglecting what matters. Like the time I lost watching my father struggle with his health, not realizing his snoring was more than just background noise. Too many of us ignore the subtle signs that our loved ones are suffering until it's too late. Whether it's health, relationships, or simply being present, don't let ignorance rob you of the chance to make things right. Check in on those closest to you, because failing them is a loss you'll never be able to reclaim. Be a great follower to be a great leader. The best leaders are, paradoxically, great followers. You need to know when to follow and when to lead. Recognize the value of taking advice from those who have proven themselves, but be wary of risky advice that's as unreliable as a knife juggler. Follow wisely, and then lead with the strength of the lessons you've learned. Your image and social perception. Your image matters. In the digital world, every joke, every post, every comment shapes how others perceive you. If you make fun of yourself too much, the crowd can latch onto that and repeat it ad nauseum. Control your narrative. Don't let others turn your personality into a punchline. Whether it's in your online presence or how you present yourself in the real world, your image is your brand. Guard it fiercely. Protector of family. I remember my first girlfriend in a bowling alley, a moment of high-value awareness that taught me the importance of being a protector. Real strength isn't just measured by your bank account or your online clout. It's in your ability to safeguard those you love. When you fail to protect your family, you're not just failing yourself. You're failing the future. Don't let negligence be your legacy. Part 4. Navigating media, messaging, and the unavoidable noise. Media bias and the power of images. In today's world, the media wields enormous power, not just through words, but through images. Before you even read an article, look at the photo they've chosen. A terrible, angry picture tells you more about the bias of the piece than 1,000 words ever could. Your subconscious absorbs these signals, and soon you're influenced before you even realize it. Be critical of what you see. Don't let biased images steer your judgment. Shit talk is unavoidable. No matter how high you climb, if you put yourself out there, you're going to get shit talked. Even the most respected figures, yes, even Mr. Rogers, aren't immune to the insults and derision of the masses. Don't waste energy trying to avoid it. Understand that criticism is part of the game. Instead of worrying about the inevitable shit talk, focus on what you can control: your actions, your message, and your relentless drive to improve. Game theory. Redux, counting the counters. Remember our discussion on game theory? Every time you run a counter move, your enemy's likelihood of having predicted you drops off exponentially. Keep your moves simple, your reactions sharp, and don't overcomplicate your strategy. The less room you give for counterplay, the more you control the narrative. The internet as a battlefield. At its core, the internet is a battlefield. It's a place where shadow banning, scams, and relentless competition for influence are the norm. Whether you're fighting for respect, protecting your family, or simply trying to get your message across, understand that every interaction is a strategic move. In this digital warfare, your best weapons are authenticity, precision, and an unwavering commitment to your values. Part 5. Final thoughts on digital influence and your role in it all. The internet is not a passive medium. It's an active, aggressive environment where every click, every post, and every interaction has consequences. Your destiny in this digital landscape isn't predetermined by some unseen hand. It's forged by the decisions you make every day. From checking for shadow bans to mastering the art of social influence, from protecting your image to managing the inevitable shit talk, every aspect of your online presence is a battle for power and respect. In this world, remember, stay vigilant. Always check how your posts are seen and how the digital forces are moving around you. Guard your integrity. Don't let scammers, biased media, or shallow social trends dilute your message. Focus on what matters. Your influence, your relationships, and your responsibilities are the true measures of your success. Your role in this digital warfare is clear. You are not just another participant. You are a creator of your destiny. Command your narrative, protect your legacy, and never let the noise of the internet drown out the voice of your truth. Now go out there and dominate this digital battlefield. Be relentless, be strategic, and above all, be unapologetically you. This concludes the unabridged chapter, Digital Warfare, Shadow Bans, Scams, and the Art of Influence, in true Richard Hart style. Take these insights, apply them relentlessly, and watch as you transform your digital presence into a force that shapes the future.